Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bringing you a 2013 NFL Draft Special. We're handing out draft grades for the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to take a look at every last selection they made this past April, as well as some undrafted free agents that you want to keep an eye on. Despite picking high in the draft, I don't think the Cardinals were a bad team last year. I actually think they have a playoff-ready roster. And when you look at the additions they were able to make in this year's draft, they definitely got better. Jonathan Cooper is going to add some outstanding athleticism up front. They're going to move him around. They're going to be able to run a lot of creative plays behind this big guard that they brought in from North Carolina. Kevin Minter, outstanding prospect, line him up next to Darrell Washington, and now you have two outstanding inside linebackers. Even down in round 7, DC Jefferson out of Rutgers was plagued by bad quarterback play throughout his career. He has solid hands, looks like a big wide receiver, but also can pass block. I saw him at the East-West Shrine game do his thing. And also Stephen Taylor and Ryan Swope, two outstanding, productive collegiate players. Now, what I like most is the fact that they were able to gamble on talent. You don't see a lot of teams do that nowadays. They take Tyrann Mathieu, who I like a lot, free safety, strong safety, cornerback, kickoff, and punt returner. You can get so creative with him on your football team. So you get 4 players with 1 pick in Tyrann Mathieu. Andre Ellington has the speed and explosiveness to jumpstart an offense. They got a steal when they got him later on in the draft. And also Alex Okafor, tremendous edge rushing ability, depth on that 3-4 defense. The Cardinals definitely got better. I said that before, but I have to stress that a lot of young talent behind some already solid football players on this roster. Now, the one thing I didn't like about the Cardinals draft is that they didn't add a quarterback to this roster. Tyler Wilson was still on the board. They could have taken him somewhere in this draft. I know they bring in Carson Palmer to be the guy, and I know they also bring in Drew Stanton to be the backup. You don't bring in Carson Palmer and Drew Stanton and tell people that your quarterback situation is solved. Now, all Palmer has to do with all these weapons is not be Christian Ponder. He doesn't even have to be Kevin Kolb. If he can just be average, I think they can have a chance. But this is not the 05 to 07 Carson Palmer that they're getting. That's why I wanted them to add a quarterback in somewhere in this draft. And here are some undrafted free agents that could surprise and make the roster. You look at Tony Jefferson. I gave this guy a 2nd-round grade. He went undrafted. He reminds me a lot of Kerry Rhodes' ball skills and sound tackling technique. I also like Dan Giordano out of Cincinnati. He's a DN that could move to an outside linebacker, but either way, you get somebody that can be versatile in your defensive front 7. And Javon Lawson, a fellow Raging Cajun, not because he's a Raging Cajun am I putting him on this list, it's because he runs precise routes, is an excellent special teamer, so he can help you out there, and has very good hands, all of which could get you on a ball club, no matter whether it's the Cardinals or anyone in this league. The Cardinals get an A+ in my opinion for their draft. When you look at this roster already, very talented, very deep. They also get Levi Brown back, so keep an eye on that. That offensive line will be a lot better now that he comes back, and you also get Jonathan Cooper. Kevin Minter will help that inside linebacker position on defense. Tyrann Mathieu will help the secondary. So when you look at this roster and the pieces that they've added, be on the lookout for the Cardinals in the NFC West as a team that can cause some havoc. I also want to give a huge shout out to Arizona Cardinal fan forums for always showing Football Game Plan support.